My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either Play Store or App Store and install. After installation, open the app. Step 1. Register your personal information, that's your names, gender, NRC and date of birth. Step 2. Add your contact information, your email, phone number and home address. Step 3. Select your constituency. Step 4. Create your 4-digit PIN. At this point, the system will send an SMS to your mobile number with a one-time passcode. Step 5. Confirm with one-time passcode that was sent to your mobile. Step 6. Sign in using your phone number and the 4-digit PIN. And Step 7. Create your submission and submit. My eParliament, bringing Parliament closer to you. To Parliament Television. Business resumes in the next 2 minutes as the House is considering a report that has been moved by Kasama Central Member of Parliament, Ms. Siwongile Mwamba, and seconded by Luena MP, Mr. Mubita Nakoka, urging the House to adopt the reports of the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the presidential appointment of Dr. Pamela Sambo, Dr. Felicity Kalunga, Bishop Emmanuel Yona Chikoya, Miss Panik Malao Chilufya, Miss Laura Mary Miti, and Father Joseph Komakoma to serve as chairperson, vice chairperson, and commissioners of the Human Rights Commission Board, respectively, for the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 30th September 2025. At the time that the House was about to go on a break, Nkana Member of Parliament, Mr. Bruno Mpundu, was just about to add his voice regarding this particular report. So I expect Mr. Mpundu to continue debating when business resumes at 17 hours. And in case you just joined us, the House has considered 4 questions for oral answer under Standing Order number 80. And the ministerial statement was delivered by the Minister of Green Economy and Environment on the 2025-2026 rainy season. And so do stay with us right here. I'm Claudette Sindaza Jonga, keeping you company until adjournment. I'm joined by our 2 sign language interpreters, that's Jason Manda and Chola Kalma. Do stay tuned right here as we continue to bring Parliament closer to you. Good afternoon.
Mr. Speaker.
In order for business to be transacted. As soon as the quorum is constituted, business will resume. The House is considering a report that has been moved by Kasama Central Member of Parliament, Ms. Mwamba, and seconded by Luena MP, Mr. Mubita Nakoka, urging the House to adopt the report of the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the presidential appointment of Dr. Pamela Sambo, Dr. Felicity Kalunga, Bishop Emmanuel Yona Chikoya, Ms. Panik Malao Chilufya, Ms. Laura Mary Miti, and Father Joseph Komakoma to serve as chairperson, vice chairperson, and commissioners of the Human Rights Commission Board, respectively, for the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 30th September 2025. And so we do expect Mr. Bruno Mpundu, who was just debating when the House went for a break to continue debating. So do stay tuned as we wait for a quorum to be constituted. Once it happens, then business will continue. Good afternoon.
Order. When business was suspended, the House was considering the motion moved by the Honorable Member for Kasama Central that this House adopts a report of the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the presidential appointment of Dr. Pamela Sambo, Dr. Felicity Kalunga, Bishop Emmanuel Yona Chikoya, Ms. Panik Malawo Chilufya, Ms. Rola Mary Miti, and Father Joseph Komakoma to serve as chairperson, vice chairperson, and commissioners of the Human Rights Commission Board, respectively, for the fifth session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 30th September 2025, and the Honourable Member for Nkana was debating. May the Honourable Member continue.
Mr. Speaker, before we were interrupted by the tea break, I was trying to establish my conversation, namely that the Human Rights Commission and the President in particular has appointed 6 nationals to sit in the Human Rights Commission, which commission was established by the Constitution under Article 230. And it must be put on record, the assignments of the Human Rights Commission, Mr. Speaker, are, among many other things, to promote and protect citizens' rights as well as freedoms. Now, this conversation or this request has come at a very important time, Mr. Speaker, when there's been quite a huge debate around issues of human rights abuses in this country, to a point where, Mr. Speaker, the United Nations Human Rights Commission had to send rapporteurs or a rapporteur to come and investigate these otherwise reported human rights abuses. Mr. Speaker, we are having this conversation at a time when a report that was tendered to the UN Council on the human rights situation in this country has got nothing good to write home about. It is important at this stage, Mr. Speaker, to perhaps acquaint ourselves. The role of the Human Rights Commission is to promote and protect human rights.
Honourable Member for Nkana, there is a point of order.
She's going to respond, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
She's going to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Will respond.
Have I been granted the point of order?
I've granted a point of order. May the Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I know that my colleague is saying that I will respond. I will respond to the debates. But what I want to raise as a point of order, according to Article 71 in our standing orders, is that the members have to be factual. The member is making an allegation that there was nothing good talked about in Zambia as it relates to human rights. That's not correct. A lot of it was actually the propaganda from a lot of the opposition, which this government defended. Secondly, even the rapporteur who came was actually on the invitation and being allowed by the government of the Republic of Zambia. So, on that note, Mr. Speaker, the member of Parliament is misleading on the floor. I need your serious ruling, Mr. Speaker. I submit.
Order the House. The Honourable Member for Nkana, ensure that as you are debating, you are factual. Avoid misleading the public and yourself. Ensure that your debate has to be centered on facts. So the Honorable Member for Nkana, for misleading himself and the House and the public, is completely out of order.
Mr. Speaker, before we can even go into the question of whether the named appointees are qualified for the appointment, it is important, like the members will tell you, a person is taught when they are being given an assignment. It's important that we all agree on what assignments are before the Human Rights Commission. So, Article 230 establishes that the Human Rights Commission is mandated to promote and protect human rights as well as freedoms of the citizens. There are four very distinct, ingredients of human rights. Namely, that human rights are universal. It simply means that you enjoy human rights whether you are here today or any other time. Human rights are inherent. It means that when you are born, you begin to enjoy these human rights. Human rights are inalienable, meaning that you cannot take them away. You cannot buy, you cannot sell them. Human rights are interdependent, meaning that if you abrogate one's human rights, you are going to stop them from enjoying the other rights. So these things are extremely important for us. Perhaps give them as a lesson to the commissioners that we are either going to ratify or otherwise. What then are we expecting from the Human Rights Commission? The duties of the Human Rights Commission are very explicit, Mr. Speaker, and I want to perhaps...
Order. We are not, may you take your seat? We are not here to ratify the commission itself or its establishment. What we are here is to ratify the office bearers, the vice chairperson, the chairperson, and the commissioners. So, debating on the establishment is non-contest. So proceed in that order. I've guided you.
Mr. Speaker, the little I've learned around debate, you establish a case. In here, we are ratifying commissioners of the human rights. How do you ratify commissioners of a body whose function you don't understand? What I'm basically trying to do is to establish the duties of a commission under which the officers we are about to ratify. Otherwise, we are ratifying people to go and do what? So this House is supposed to lay down the expectations of this House and the members or the citizens of this country, that the people that have been appointed are expected to go and look into this, that, and that. That is exactly what I'm trying to establish. And those are the rules of a debate. Mr. Speaker, you cannot run away from the fact that it is a duty of the Commission, number one, to investigate human rights abuses. Right now, there are so many reports of human rights abuses. There are so many reports of human rights abuses. Today, if you go into any media, be private or public, there are so many reports of people being abducted, either by state agencies or private citizens. Those are things that we are expecting the Human Rights Commission to go and begin to investigate, because it's a primary responsibility of commissioners of the commission to go and ensure they investigate these abuses.
Order, Honourable Member of Nkana. There is a point of order by the Honourable Member from Zambezi, for Zambezi East.
Mr. Speaker, I would not ordinarily rise on a point of order when things are being normally conducted on the floor of this House. I'm compelled to rise on this point of order because of the trajectory that the Honourable Member for Nkana has taken, which is seriously misleading. This is against our standing orders number 71, which requires any member that who rises to debate on the floor of this House to be factual, to the point. Is the Honourable Member of Parliament for Nkana constituency in order to insinuate that there are state agents that abduct citizens without providing facts on the floor of this House and get away with it on that note? Mr. Speaker, I need your serious ruling, because this is a serious matter. This is a serious allegation, and it actually abrogates our own rules which we have set for ourselves. Mr. Speaker, I need your serious ruling.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Member from Nkana, just like I guided earlier, ensure that your debate is factual. Other than that, also ensure that making insinuations which are baseless is not allowed on the floor of the House. So ensure that you debate as guided. And you are completely out of order, completely.
The role or the duties of the human rights or the individuals that are being or that have been brought to this August House, either to ratify or not, who among many others include subjecting some of the existing laws to test as whether they conform to international agreements. Today we have archaic laws that are overly outdated in modern society, laws such as hate speech and seditious practices. These laws, by any standard in any modern society, have been proved to be overly outdated and so ambiguous that they are subject to abuse by those in authority. These laws have been subject of serious contention. These are laws under which even the rapporteur was here to investigate the many other complaints in relation to the abuses by state authorities around these laws. Do I agree with the appointment of these individuals? The Human Rights Commission in many years has been there to ensure that people's rights and freedoms are protected. How do we then continue to finance an institution that has become toothless to a point where today prisoners are being searched, stripped naked, and the human rights is there clapping? Therefore, if you are
Honorable Member, order, Honorable Member from Nkana. May you take your seat? Honorable Member from Nkana, I guided you. The commission that you're talking about, it's not here to defend itself. That's why there's a distinction between the office bearers and the commission itself in totality. I've guided you, but you seem not to adhere to my guidance. So, proceed with the guidance I've given you.
The challenge with the truth is that it hurts, but you cannot replace it. Prisoners are being stripped naked, whilst we have a commission with commissioners that are being brought here to be ratified. I cannot support the ratification of individuals that are just going to be chewing public resources when they are defunct, they are toothless, to protect and defend people's freedoms and rights. No wonder we are
Honorable Member, your time
entities
order,
coming here.
Honorable Member, your time is up.
Because our institution is.
May you take your seat? I want to advise the House, adhere to the guidance I'm giving you. Honorable Member from Nkana, you've been in this House for 4 years now. You seem not to learn. This House, we operate using rules. And you are the same people that judge presiding officers. When you go on social media, you are saying presiding officers are harsh over us. But you don't want to stick to rules, laid rules. So let's ensure that as we debate, we observe rules. Because the next thing will be the door or the days. May the Honorable Member for Chiluvi debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to put context to the debate so that I may learn away from debating individuals. Mr. Speaker, I do realize that this will be oath bearers of a commission, which is established in Article 230. Apart from that, Mr. Speaker, I also do realize that the onset of all commissions is embedded in Article 216. Mr. Speaker, I also further want to note that the Human Rights Commission, where the commissioners are going, is anchored on Human Rights Commission Act, which was repealed through the Act number 4 of 2024 from the 1996 Act. Mr. Speaker, I first want to note that when we are talking about the question of human rights, we are talking about Zambia having a Bill of Rights. And therefore, the commissioners we are trying to ratify today, as by the duty of the Article 62, as we have been given, are supposed to serve a commission. And I think to me, that is a starting point. Mr. Speaker, this is the commission that will be a referee between the duty bearer and the right holder. And this being the case, Mr. Speaker, let me first declare on individuals, it's my voice. Let me first declare, Mr. Speaker, that I know all of them. I know all the appointees. And out of the appointees I know, I am comfortable with 5 appointees. And I'll forward the reasons. Mr. Speaker, in Article 216, it gives general principles of how we are going to go about it, as in terms of the commission and the people that sit in, because the commission can just be empty without the people. And out of that, there is non-partisanship, there is professionalism, and many other. Mr. Speaker, since we are debating people, I am very uncomfortable with one commissioner who has been proposed for this very important house to endorse. And this is Rora Miti. And why I'm uncomfortable is that whereas we are supposed to respect the Bill of Rights, those who read our postings on social media, she is a champion of cyberbullying. She is a champion of cyberbullying, I repeat. So, this cyberbullying has not left anyone. The right have been bullied, the left has been bullied. And I think we are talking about the nation at stake here. So, that is my preservation on this particular nominee. Madam, Mr. Speaker, sorry. Zambia's Bill of Rights is comprising of civil and political rights, meaning that these are supposed to be champions of civil and political rights. They are very attractive civils. And I think, not to take away anything from Madam Rora Miti, she has also been a champion in her own way of civil and political rights. As I said that I've worked with her, except that particular component of cyberbullying. So, when we look at these factors, Mr. Speaker, meaning that this commission is supposed to promote and advocate for civil and political rights. Every Zambian, including those that are in prison, are Zambians. Meaning, there are certain rights that are supposed to enjoy. The laborers enjoy certain rights. The prisoners enjoy certain rights. We also enjoy certain rights. Currently, Mr. Speaker, the human rights component, the Human Rights Commission, falls under the area code in the 8th National Development Plan. It's called the Good Governance Environment. And if it is falling under good governance environment, it is supposed to be the referee and the champion of good governance environment. We are talking about going to elections few months from now. our environment for going to elections is highly toxic. And if that is the case, it means that this player, which is a watchdog, an institutional watchdog, by the way, you were saying question, at international level it's called the National Human Rights Institution, and it operates with certain principles.
Order, the Honorable Member for Chirui, the Leader of Opposition, has risen on point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I rarely raise point of orders. I'm seated here quietly listening, but the honorable member, Mr. Speaker, have given us this gadget, and it's too loud, that's such that my ears here must be disturbed. I need a serious ruling. Can he reduce his volume, but Mr. Speaker? Order.
If he was from the east, I was going to say they are cousins. But now, I think let's avoid polluting the chamber by speaking on top of our voices. You may proceed.
Well, I'm polluting the chamber, I didn't know. Yes, but that's not good anyway. When we look at these factors, there are certain ways and there are certain measures that at international level are followed. And at international level, any national human rights institution is supposed to abide by what are called Paris principles. Ours currently falls short of abiding by those, and we are an affiliate to Paris principles. I hope I'm not going out of the debate, but we are debating the Human Rights Commission here. Then, when we look at our Bill of Rights, which is just full of civil and political rights, before I was disturbed by the gentleman who claims to be a political, my president, before I was disturbed, but before I was disturbed, I was saying, Mr. Speaker, that we are going to elections. And currently, we have the human rights as an watchdog institution, and our Bill of Rights is full of civil and political rights. The political rights of those who do not speak for the government are stifled. There is the right of assembly is stifled, freedom of speech is stifled, freedom of association is stifled. He is a good example of Cap 119, which is stifled. It's freedom of association. That's why today he can even have the courage to say I'm shouting, because he is a good example. Now, when we look at such, we are talking about abuse of human rights in the presence of a commission. I want to quote, as I heard, that meaning, Mr. Speaker, this house, dignified house of yours, we send off these people so that they may work for every Zambian. We want these human rights commissioners to go and be the ambassadors of the Bill of Rights, to speak for the prisoners who have been stripped naked, to speak for those that have been tortured with plastics, to safeguard the freedoms of assembly, to safeguard freedoms of speech, to safeguard freedom of expression. Yes, Mr. Speaker, anything below this is a mismatch of what we expect. Zambians expect sanity, and this sanity can only be done when the human rights is effective, as one of the Paris principles is effectiveness. I rest my case, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member. The Honourable Member for Zambezi East.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to debate the motion which is on the floor of the House, the motion which seeks Parliament to ratify the presidential appointments of members that will serve on the Human Rights Commission. Mr. Speaker, allow me to start my debate with citing provisions of the law and how we have evolved to ensure that human rights are observed in this country and where we are. Historically, Mr. Speaker, human rights were first pronounced to be part of international law in the United Nations Convention on Human Rights in 1948, following the Second World War. And since then, all countries that are civil have tapped from those international norms that were suggested, to which Zambia is a signatory. Mr. Speaker, following that, we have made efforts to actually ratify and domesticate those treaties which are agreed internationally through our laws. To begin with, our own constitution in Part 3 provides for human rights, which are part of the basic rights that humans enjoy for being human beings. That does not end there. We have even formed the institution of the Human Rights Commission in Zambia, which was enacted via Cap 48 of the laws of Zambia, which now seeks ratification of these commissioners who will sit there. And if you want to measure how human rights have evolved, and especially in the New Dawn administration, whilst other regimes found it difficult to enact legislation that enhances human rights, in 2023, Mr. Speaker, this very House enacted the Access to Information Act number 24 of 2023, which act was presented here by the Minister of Information and Broadcasting, and which act elaborates the functions of the Commission, clearly outlining what they are supposed to do and how they are supposed to access this information, giving them extra powers to access the information that they need in order for them to enforce these human rights. This plethora of legislation puts Zambia at a high level in observing human rights. And the names that have been suggested are names that are notable of figures that have been actively involved in advocating for human rights. I can cite a good example of Laura Miti, who has sometimes ended up, in the previous regime especially,
There's a point of order.
being incarcerated due to advocacy of human rights.
For Zambezi, there's a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, the relevance of speech. Not long ago, you were guiding on the content of the speech, particularly that we are ratifying commissioners. Is the member who was on the floor rising on a point of order, challenging relevance in order, because from where he started, he has gone meandering from God knows where, without giving any reference to the commissioners who are being appointed. Is he in order to go all about hunting for anything that can be killed? When you guided that when we are ratifying, you cannot go around discussing the commissioner when you are supposed to go specifically to the commissioners who are being ratified. Is he in order to go around there wasting this parliament's time? I seek your indulgence.
Thank you. I think the Honorable Member from Ghana, you didn't follow his debate very well. If you were very attentive and followed his debates as much as I do, you should have known. The Honorable Member for Zambezi East is not out of, Zambezi East is not out of order. May you proceed, Honorable?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Sometimes it's very important to have this knowledge because you can connect the dots. whatever we are ratifying here has got a trail and history where it comes from. And I was building it on that premise. And I had reached at the nexus of the debate where I was relating Rola Miti's activities and her involvement in human rights advocacy to make her qualify and befitting for this appointment because of her advocacy and involvement in this human rights advocacy. But how was she able to advocate for these human rights? It's because of the ratification of those treaties which are applicable to this nation, including domesticating them through Part 3 of our Constitution, through the Human Rights Commission Act, which I cited, and through the Access to Information Act, which we ratified and enacted in 2023 in the UPND government. That's how connected these things are. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I can stand here with my head high to support the appointment of these honorable people in our society based on the work that they did. Who can doubt Laura Miti's involvement in ensuring that human rights were enforced in this country? Who can doubt Laura Miti's involvement? She had to go to prison for advocating for human rights. If we rewind the clock and take a look at what used to happen each time we had a by-election, at what was happening, a militia which was being domiciled at the intercity and the Kamugodi story and many other violations of human rights which the PF government orchestrated, that cannot be raised from our memories. And it is such opportunities like now that we need to remind the nation and the very people I'm facing in front of me that that kind of a cake behavior will not be tolerated. That's the reason to why we are ratifying people of honor to be commissioners on this Human Rights Commission. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Member from Pika.
I'm very grateful, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to add the voice of the people that I represent to this very important subject. Mr. Speaker, we are here to okay the employment of commissioners to the human rights commissioners. As we send them there, we have expectations from them and the institution at large. Those expectations, Mr. Speaker, are what I'm going to talk about. First and foremost, let me point out that indeed I support the appointment of Father Emmanuel Chikoya as a commissioner on the Human Rights Commission. He's been a very objective citizen of our fatherland, and he must be supported even as he is appointed. Mr. Speaker, this institution is a very important institution by design, and it is an institution that should not slumber not even a second, because it's there to protect human rights of the Zambian people, be it civil and political rights. Where I stand here, Mr. Speaker, I'm a politician. My rights as a politician have to be protected by the Human Rights Commission. Here, Mr. Speaker, not too long ago, a foreign institution came here to come and investigate human rights abuses by those in government. Mr. Speaker, at that time, where was the Human Rights Commission? My expectation is that these
Order, Honorable Member, order. This issue you are raising had been spoken about before, and the Minister of Justice guided that his government, as opposed to your insinuation that she came, but she was in the country at the invitation of government. So I think from the onset you have to, there should be that clarity. She didn't come at her own accord. Government invited her. So I think that one should be made clear as you are projecting your debate. You can proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was wondering where the Human Rights Commission has always been whenever human rights are being abused by those in power. Mr. Speaker, I was saying that my expectation and the expectation of the Zambian people are that when these people we are going to ratify today report at work at the Human Rights Commission, they are going to change the course in terms of how the Human Rights Commission operates. Mr. Speaker, where was the Human Rights Commission when Mumbi Piri was detained for more than 1 month in Kawambwa for a case she did not commit? Where was the human rights? Where were they? Where were they, Mr. Speaker? This is the more reason why we are saying the people that are being appointed today must go and ensure that the Human Rights Commission works to the expectation of the Zambian people. Mr. Speaker, Article 259 empowers the one making appointment to ensure that the appointments are balanced in terms of gender, age, and region. Mr. Speaker, here we do not have the representation of the youths on those who have been appointed. Oh, I wish the youths could be considered. Oh, I wish the youths should not just wait for the constitutional amendment for them to be considered for appointments. Mr. Speaker, they must be appointed now. Mr. Speaker, as I continue, I want also to state that it is my desire and the desire of those I represent that the autonomy of the Human Rights Commission is fully attained. And this can only be achieved when the appointments to this commission are not done by the executive, but by an independent body. Mr. Speaker, same applies. I want this institution to be fully accountable to the Zambian people through Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Their reports must be submitted to Parliament for debates like it is with the Auditor Generals. We debate their reports. We oversight their reports. Mr. Speaker, the Human Rights Commission, its importance in the governance of our country cannot be overemphasized. Mr. Speaker, like I stated, this institution has always been there. It was there on 23rd October 2023 when the state staged a PF convention at Mulungushi International Conference Center, where they installed their statutory for PF, and our political rights, Mr. Speaker, were taken away by the state.
All the honorable member, what you are ratifying are the names of the commissioners, not the institution, the chairperson and the vice. Outside that, you won't be allowed. Let's ensure that 4 years has passed now. You should know that we operate using regulations that ourselves have laid for this house. So let's ensure that we don't conflict ourselves by debating what is not there. You may proceed as guided.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I wish the Honorable Member of Parliament for Zambezi East could also benefit from your wisdom, Mr. Speaker, if he had all from the conversation. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, what I was saying is that the Human Rights Commission, as it were, is a very important institution. And as such, it must have the powers to protect every right. In my case, my political rights of association have been taken away because my party has been taken away by those who are wielding power. Today, the Human Rights Commission, Mr. Speaker, must be there to protect all of us, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable member. restrict yourself as guided. You are talking about someone taking your party. Is your party not headed by someone from your party? Who has taken it? Your party is headed by one of you. Now who has taken it? Ensure that you debate like as guided. You may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, my word to the people that we are ratifying today is that please and please go there to represent the interests of the Zambian people. At a time such as this one, when there is no respect for human rights in our country, their work will highly be needed to ensure that the rights of the Zambian people are protected. Mr. Speaker, just the day before yesterday, a group of people masquerading, or rather calling themselves as political cadres, abducted a citizen and tortured that citizen, thereby abusing the rights of that citizen. Today, we know nothing about what happened to those who did that. Mr. Speaker, the Human Rights Commission has been sleeping. It has not been protecting the interests of the Zambian people. At a time such as this one, the human rights cannot point at those in the executive and tell them that you are abusing human rights. They've been waiting for international institutions to write reports about our country's human rights abuses, when them who we stay with here can do nothing and they've never done anything, Mr. Speaker. As we appoint these people, we ratify these people who the President have appointed, we expect a paradigm shift in the manner the Human Rights Commission has been conducting itself. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, I want to agree with my brother, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Zambezi East, that indeed human rights must be protected. Even today, when his party is in power, human rights must be respected, Mr. Speaker. They must be respected, and they must stop human rights abuses, Mr. Speaker. They must stop transporting people. They arrest someone in Lusaka, they transport them to Shwangan. They arrest someone in Shwangan, they transport them to Northwestern Province. They arrest someone in Impika, they transport them to Livingstone. Mr. Speaker, that's a human rights abuse, Mr. Speaker, and that must come to a stop, Mr. Speaker, when we take this to the Human Rights Commission. Mr. Speaker, the President told this nation that no one will be detained beyond the 24 hours. But we've seen people being detained for more than 2 months. People being detained for more than 5 months without charge. Mr. Speaker, Rizwani Patel was kept in Chipata.
So time is up.
Mr. Speaker, these people here, Mr. Speaker, they must respect.
Honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, I love you, and please remind them to respect human rights. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Clerks at the table, you are not doing your work. Clerks at the table, you are not doing your work. You know someone's time is up. Your role is to ensure that there should be tranquility in the House, and you are part of that. So the clerks at the table, the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for according me this opportunity to respond to some of the issues that have been raised. The courtesy that we deserve in this House is that those who make allegations when debating must listen to the response. Unfortunately, some of my colleagues have moved out. Mr. Speaker, we are aware that Article 74 of the Constitution of Zambia gives the privilege of speech on the floor of this House. And the same is provided for under Standing Order
212 of our standing orders. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, some of our colleagues have decided to abuse these two provisions and making spurious, mischievous statements against individuals who can't defend themselves, institutions that can't defend themselves. Mr. Speaker, there was an allegation that state agents have been abducting people in this country. Mr. Speaker, state agents in this country do not abduct. They arrest the criminals. They arrest those who have offended the law. If any one of your friends have been abducted as alleged, they have been arrested because they have committed an offense. Correct. And there is no one who has been arrested in this country who has not appeared in court pursuant to the laws of this country. Correct. When you get arrested after breaking the law, that's not a violation. You must realize that where your rights end, the rights of others start. There are no absolute rights in this country. None, Mr. Speaker. None. They have raised issues. They have raised issues pertaining to what they are alleging, that of violation of human rights. I want to remind you. I want to remind them, Mr. Speaker, that President Hakainde Hichilema was abused by the PF government. No, we are responding. We are responding. We are responding to the issues you have raised. President Hakainde Hichilema was detained by the PF government for 127 days. Order. For an offense. Order, Honorable Minister, order. I think, let me guide. The minister debating is part of the government, and he is responding to the issues that you raised. So whatever he's responding to was raised on the floor of the House. I think you were given ample time to debate. Let the minister also debate. The Honorable Minister, you may proceed. Honorable Member Fonkana, I've guided. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, is on record. The whole nation knows that President Hakainde was there detained for 127 days for an offense he did not commit. It was a violation of human rights on their part. Mr. Speaker, prior to 2021 elections, the Honorable Member of Parliament from Pika called all of us cockroaches, a violation of our human rights. Mr. Speaker, we are aware that prior to the elections in 2021, we were not allowed to campaign on the Core Belt in Wapula, Northern, Muchinga, and Eastern Province, under their supervision. They have been run away. During that period, Mr. Speaker, people in Zambia, they were not able to trade freely in the markets, especially if you are wearing anything red. It was a death sentence. The rights of Zambians were violated during their reign. Mr. Speaker, they have run away. Making allegations when you have no evidence is not allowed on the floor of this House. Have they laid any evidence to show that prisoners are being stripped, where prisoners are being searched? They have not done that. If they have any evidence, they have the right to go to court to complain to the Human Rights Commission. They have not done that. But they are using this floor because they know they have privileges. They know that you cannot take them to court.
But there are consequences. If you make allegations in this house which are not true, there are consequences. It's not correct to abuse others because you are a member of parliament and you have that right. Mr. Speaker, they are alleging that their rights are being violated and we are not protecting them. 2 days ago, themselves, the PF, had a fracas in the Ngwerere. On their own, they were fighting. We did not interfere. Somebody under his bed had to ring the police to go and save them at that house. We had to protect them because we have a duty to do that. The PF have been fighting. We have never stopped them from exercising their political right. They have been fighting on their own. They have even gone outside, they are advertising that they need new blood in PF because the current leadership have failed. Is it us? Have we stopped them from doing that? We have not. We are just enjoying what is happening because they are exercising their political rights. We are happy that they are exercising their political rights without interference from us. The PF, Mr. Speaker, currently, they can even hold political campaigns at courts, at church. No one is interfering. No. This is a country that has allowed them to enjoy their rights. Yes. We have allowed them to enjoy their rights, even in destroying themselves. Yes. We shall watch as they destroy each other. And we shall enjoy the destroyment. Because that is what they want. Why should we blame? Why should you blame us for the things you are doing yourselves? We will allow you to enjoy your rights. We won't stop you. What we will not allow, Mr. Speaker, is criminality and fomenting disorder in this country. We will not allow that. The government has a duty to protect the rights of every citizen. And we shall do that, Mr. Speaker. That is our duty. We have never failed to protect anyone in this country. Mr. Speaker, all of us are aware that from the time we assumed office in 2021, we have had more than 80 by-elections. More than 80 by-elections in this country. And most of those by-elections have been relatively peaceful. They have been peaceful. And the international community, local community have been praising this government. Unlike what used to happen during the reign of PF. There was bloodshed during every by-election. We must be proud that we are respecting the rights of political parties in this country. We are using the same Public Order Act which the PF were using prior to 2021. But we have used it prudently, diligently, and in the interest of everyone. Because we protect the rights of everyone. Unlike what used to happen in the past. Unlike what happened in the past where even judges were being threatened. We have never threatened anybody. We have never. We would like the political atmosphere to progress. We would like the rights of individuals and politicians to be protected. Yes. We want to assure the nation that the next elections in 2026 will be peaceful. Yes. Because we know we are winning, and we are winning with a very huge margin. Because of the people of Zambia appreciate what we have done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Justice to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And now I wish we had more people debate from our end, including the Minister of Copperbelt and others, because it seems that there is more on those that speak against this government when actually they should even be grateful that this government has done more in the issues of human rights. And I think that is on record. I will not try to personalize it, but just to add a bit. To this day, I work with a panga cut, all from the PF regime, and they have the audacity to speak the way they speak when the country has seen more freedom as it relates to association, more freedom as it relates to speech. And I think we'll go down on record having saved this nation from going under when it comes to the rule of law, because the Zambian people saw it and they voted the PF government out. And for that we are grateful to all our Zambian citizens. But let me deal with what I've been given as a Minister of Justice, Mr. Speaker. I just want to thank you and recommend the work that the select committee that you appointed through your office did on scrutinizing the presidential appointments. And indeed, the chairperson, the seconder, right from the onset did say even the witnesses that came, and indeed all of them found the candidates to be worthy of the charge or of the job that are being called to. And I think that was very comforting for us as Ministry of Justice on behalf of the appointing authority, which is the president himself, that they were found worthy right from the onset, not only from the select committee, but even those that came as witnesses. And the appointments, of course, are for Dr. Pamela Sambo, Dr. Felicity K. Kalunga, Bishop Emmanuel Yona Chikoya, Miss Panic Malao Chilufia, Miss Rola Mary Miti, and Father Joseph Koma to serve as chairperson, vice chairperson, and commissioners in the Human Rights Commission Board effectively. I also just want to appreciate you, Mr. Speaker, indeed that your committee did an excellent job, and indeed it speaks to your office as well. Mr. Speaker, the respective presidential appointees have been made by taking into account Article 259 of the Constitution of Zambia, Chapter 1 of the laws of Zambia, which provide that nominations and appointments must take into account the prerequisite qualification to discharge the functions of the office as prescribed, and this has been actually been said to have been done by even those who are debating against. Further, the presidential appointments took into account the requirement of the 50-50% appointment when it relates to gender and the regional diversity of the people of the Republic of Zambia. I think it's important to underscore this. For the first time in history, maybe after President Kaunda's time, this government is being deliberate not only about the 50-50 representation, but also about the diversity as it relates to our regions in Zambia, under one Zambia, one nation, and one people. And this should be recommended. On behalf of the President of the Republic of Zambia, President Hakainde Hichilema, we have taken note some of the observations that have been made on the floor, in particular that we hope the one that will be added may be youthful and also may be possible with a disability. This we do take note. Mr. Speaker, because of the diligence that your committee did, we as a ministry on behalf of the President, we didn't see much that we could add, but just to say and to reaffirm government's commitment to ensuring that the rule of law is upheld in this country, and that good governance is what we will pride ourselves and above everything else. But as my colleague also stated, that where one's rights end, there begins the other person's rights. And this we always have to hold in tension. As I come to a conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you and indeed express my profound gratitude to your office for doing a good job in also the diversity of the Select Committee, as well the work that the Select Committee itself has done. It was indeed comprehensive appraisal and diligent in its scrutiny of the presidential appointment, and this is as it should be as we continue to pride ourselves under the rule of law and upholding the human rights of every Zambian. On this note, Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you very much.
The Honourable Member for Kasama Central, end of debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In winding up debate on the ratification of Chairperson, Vice Chairperson, and Commissioners of the Human Rights Commission, allow me to thank all the honourable members who have contributed to this important motion. Mr. Speaker, the debate today has reminded us that the Human Rights Commission is not just another institution of government. It is a body tasked with protecting the dignity, the freedoms, and rights of every Zambian, regardless of status, gender, age, or belief. The caliber of leadership we place at the helm of the Commission therefore matters. Mr. Speaker, the nominees before us have been subjected to scrutiny through our committee processes. Their qualifications, experience, and personal integrity have been interrogated. While no individual is perfect, what is clear is that nominees collectively bring diversity, expertise from law to academia to community engagement, and that is essential for a balanced and effective commission. As we ratify them today, let us remind them, and indeed ourselves, that this mandate is not ceremonial. It is a solemn responsibility. They must rise above partisan interests, above fear, and above complacency. They must listen to the cries of the ordinary Zambians, those facing injustices in the workplaces, those vulnerable in correctional facilities, those children denied education, those communities fighting for access to land and natural resources. Honourable members, by supporting this motion, we are not merely approving names. We are entrusting individuals with the duty to safeguard the rights enshrined in our Constitution. It is therefore our collective responsibility to hold them accountable, to support their work with adequate resources. I also wish to urge that we increase the budgetary allocation towards the Human Rights Commission. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, let us ratify these nominees with the clear expectation that they will serve with courage, with integrity, and with unwavering commitment to the people of Zambia. The Human Rights Commission must remain a beacon of justice and a shield for the vulnerable. This is the standard we must demand. And that is the spirit which I commend this motion to the House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I put a question. The question is that this House adopts a report of the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the presidential appointment of Dr. Pamela Sambo, Dr. Felicit Kalunga, Bishop Emmanuel Yona Chikoya, Ms. Panik Malawo Chilufya, Ms. Rola Mary Miti, and Father Joseph Komakoma to serve as chairperson, vice chairperson, and commissioners of the Human Rights Commission Board, respectively, for the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House Tuesday, 30th September 2025. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. The acting leader of government business adjournment.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the House do now adjourn. Thank you.
The question is that the House now adjourns. Any debate, any objection? The question is agreed to. The House is now adjourned.
Has since come to a close. Today we did have a special sitting of the House, and just about now a look at what has been considered on the floor of the House starting at 14:30 hours. Madam Speaker did permit the Minister of Green Economy and Environment, Honorable Mike Mposha, to make a ministerial statement, and it was on the 2025-2026 rainy season forecast. The Minister did say that current sea surface temperatures in the Pacific Ocean are cooling and are projected to continue this downward trend, and this relative cooling gives rise to a climate phenomenon known as La Nina. Although the upcoming La Nina event is expected to be weak, it typically enhances moisture transport into southern Africa. As a result, the region is likely to receive increased rainfall, particularly during the critical months of December, January and February. The Minister did say that the combination of a developing La Nina and favorable conditions in the Indian Ocean provides high confidence in the reliability of this forecast. So the 2025-2026 rain season is projected to unfold in two distinct phases, with overall expectations pointing to normal to above normal rainfall across the country. The start of the rains will not be uniform across the country. An early onset beginning in October is likely for northwestern, western, southern and parts of Lusaka, Lapula and northern provinces. However, a delayed onset likely in late November to early December is expected for Muchinga, Eastern Copperbelt and the eastern parts of Central province. And so the Minister did say that the second half of the season will be the peak of the rainfall pattern from December 2025 to February 2026. This is when the influence of La Nina is expected to strengthen. And so during this period, the entire country is likely to experience normal to above normal rainfall, and this peak period carries a significant risk of flash floods and riverine flooding, especially in low-lying and flood-prone areas. The Minister did say that the Zambia Meteorological Department provides a full suite of products, including the seasonal forecast, 10-day agro-meteorological bulletins, weekly updates, daily forecasts, and extreme weather alerts. And these products are disseminated through multiple platforms and the department's official website, Facebook page, community radio stations, the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation, ZNBC, the Zambia News and Information Services, ZANIS, and the official digital platforms, including mobile applications and SMS alert services. That's the ministerial statement that was delivered by the Minister of Green Economy and Environment on the 2025-2026 rainy season forecast. After that ministerial statement, the House considered 4 questions for oral answer understanding order number 80, Question 26 did come from the Katombora lawmaker, that's Dr. Andaleki. He did ask the Minister of Education when the newly introduced secondary school curriculum for Forms 1 to 4 will be circulated to all the schools countrywide. And the Minister did say that the secondary school curriculum has not been circulated but rolled out in all schools countrywide. In the other part of the question, Mr. Dr. Andaleki wanted to find out how many secondary schools in Kazungula district are ready to implement the new curriculum by January 2026, and in response the minister said 20 schools. And in the other part of the question, Dr. Andaleki wanted to find out what the names of the schools are. The minister mentioned quite a number of them. These include Ruba, Kazungula, Riverview, Musokotwane, Katombora, just to mention but a few. Dr. Andaleki wanted to find out whether there are any challenges envisaged to affect the implementation of the new curriculum, and he cited a number of them. These include limited capacity among teachers, infrastructure constraints, overcrowding of pupils, and insufficient staff accommodation. The other question that was considered was question 28. Mr. Tembo of Fera constituency did ask the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security when the government to decentralize the issuance of passports to district level, and in response the minister did say that government has no immediate plans to decentralize current arrangements of 3 primary centers is adequate. So those are just some of the questions that were considered on the floor of the House under Standing Order number 80. After that, we did see Kasama Member of Parliament, Ms. Sibongile Mwamba, move a motion that was seconded by Luena MP, Mr. Muvita Anakoka, urging the House to adopt the reports of the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the presidential appointment of Dr. Pamela Sambo, Dr. Felicity Kalunga, Bishop Emmanuel Yona Chikoya, Spanik Malao Chilufya, Miss Laura Mary Miti, and Father Joseph Komakoma to serve as chairperson, vice chairperson, and commissioners of the Human Rights Commission Board, respectively, for the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 30th September 2025, and this report has been duly adopted. And so that's the business that we had for you today, Thursday, 2nd October 2025. Be sure to join us tomorrow in the morning as we bring to you live committee sittings. Until then, it's bye-bye and enjoy the rest of the evening. Take care.